So it's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by two-time world featherweight champion Leigh Wood. Leigh, how you doing?
Well, good mate, thanks. All good. Had a bit of bad luck this year to start the year, but feeling good and ready to get a date.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that because obviously we haven't seen you in the ring since last October, almost 10 months ago. Great win, though it was, over Josh Warrington, but we haven't seen much of you since, even in the media. What's been going on?
Yeah, it's no surprise to one that I don't really like doing interviews, to be honest, mate. But it's part of the job, innit? Yeah, so from October, I was going to fight the city. Well, my plan was to fight the City Ground. That didn't materialize. Then obviously I was in talks with something else, but I picked up a little injury. Um, no point going into what it was because what I've realised is I've had that many injuries, mate, arms and shoulders and that, and what I've realised is people just don't give a shit. So you're better off just cracking on, get back to full health, which I've done, and looking ahead, hopefully get something lined up around November time is what I'm looking at, ideally, physically. Um, yeah, just want to be in big fights, exciting fights. My last five fights have been world title fights. So my next fight, I either want to be in a world title fight or someone that's previously won one, or boxer one at least.
Are you able to tell us what the fight was you were in negotiation for before you got injured?
No, I got the Kachi offer, but obviously I just want to be ready in time with my injury and that. Very frustrating because I love that fight, but you know, I don't resent Warrington for taking that. That's an opportunity that not many fighters would have got because of his history, how many times he's won the belt, and he's always in a good fight. So fair play to him, and sure it's going to be a great fight.
Did you expect Kakuchi to beat Cordina?
No, I don't think a lot of people did. I think he was a massive underdog, and looking at it from the outside in, many people didn't give him a chance, including myself.
And you mentioned Warrington there. The last interview we had with him on Seconds Out, the headline was him calling you a coward, which a lot of fans kind of took against because obviously you won the first fight and showed no compunction about getting in the ring with him at that point. What do you make of his kind of public remarks since you've been out?
I don't know. I've upset him, Anna. I've definitely upset him. Um, I don't know, me. I think because I'm nearly brick to beat him and the fashion that I beat him, I think it's hard to take. But I was going to give him the opportunity for a rematch, but it just didn't. It didn't make sense for me at the time. And then whilst I was in negotiations, obviously I got injured, and everything just went wrong from there for me, to be honest. But like I said, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to go into what's happened in that. And I'm back in the gym, back sparring, as you can see.
Yeah.
Um, feels good to be back in the gym, to be honest, full time, and hopefully get a date lined up, something nailed down for November time, and something to look forward to. I need it in my life, to be honest. Like I said in many interviews before, I've probably got a few fights left, so I want to make them as big as and exciting as possible.
Do you feel like you were forgotten at all while you've been away? Because, as you said, Warrington's got that fight with Kachi now. People are talking about that. You've the only defeat in recent times you've had you avenged, but because is it out of sight, out of mind to an extent?
Possibly, mate. Possibly. I would say you're only as good as your last fight, which was a decent one, to be honest. And I don't think I'm ever in a boring one. But if you're not in the media, you're not in interviews like I should be doing, really. If people don't know what's going on, then no one knows. So you kind of just disappear into the unknown, don't you? So but I don't want to do interviews, but I'm injured. Well, great. Well, what's next? So I'm not quite sure what's next. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to be back in the gym. So now I'm back in the gym. I can start doing my interviews. I can start looking at some options, which I am. I'm waiting for some. I'm waiting for to get back to me with some options. And look for what's next. I want to be in big fights, and we'll see what people can deliver and what they can offer me. It seems at the minute that only big fights are going through His Excellency, but Turkey Al Sheikh. So I'm not going to rule out going out there, but it's not up to me. You know, it's his show, and he invites who he wants. Um, and what fights do you think are exciting? And he's doing a great job. Um, I said many times my dream fight is to fight the City Grand. Um, there's only a small window for that, which will be May time. I want to fight this year before the end of the year in Nottingham at the arena or something. But I would fight away if it made sense. It was a big fight, so we'll see. We'll see what offers I can get, and we'll go from there.
Has there been a plus side to being away for a while as well, though, in that, like you said, you're never in a dull fight. It's freshened you up a bit, maybe body and mind, and you got to spend time with the family that you don't always get.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time with the family and the kids, which has been good. Um, but yeah, it was also a bit of a realization that when I finish boxing, I'm gonna have to keep myself busy because it's a massive void. It is a massive void in your life, and when you're just used to that strict routine and going down to Essex, getting up to train, coming back, sleeping, training, it's fast paced. It's like you don't realize how fast your weeks go, and then when you actually got nothing to wake up for, it's a massive void to fill. So it kind of gave me a glimpse into that, which I've set out things for when I do retire, possibly in a year's time.
Now, Warrington Kachi that we talked about is up at Super Feather. You won your world titles at Featherweight. I know you've said in previous interviews it'd be quite tough now for you to make Feather, but you probably could do it for the right fight. Where do you see your future weight wise?
Yeah, definitely at super featherweight. I don't think I can make featherweight without taking something out of me anymore. Um, but if there's an unbelievable offer on the table, it'd probably tempt me. But I just don't think there's going to be. I don't think anyone would give me the offer that would be tempting enough to make it. So yeah, super featherweight. Some really good fights out there for me. Looking at the fighters that have got world titles excites me. Even ones that have had one, people like Oscar Valdez, I'd love that fight. Navarrete style wise, I'd like that fight. Um, then some other world champions as well. Obviously, there's Foster and Roach and Kakuchi as well. So yeah, we'll see. There's some really good fights out there for fighters that have previously had world titles as well. And I'd like to, get my name amongst it by fighting someone that's had a world title um, or boxer one at that weight first, and then kind of earn my shot at a world title. But either. I want to be in some exciting fights this year, one this year at least, and then Maytown. And I think that could be about it.
Who do you fancy between Kachi and Warrington?
Um, to be honest, I don't watch enough boxing uh, to break it down and give you a definitive answer. But I'd never write Warrington off. But people that I do know that watch a lot of boxing think Kachi will do a job on him. But Warrington's unpredictable. Um, he's never in a dull fight. He always gives 100%, so you can't write him off either.
As you said earlier, you seem to have upset Josh, but you seem to have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, the rounds that I have shared with him, there was competitive, weren't there? So I can't say I came out and did a demolition job on him because I didn't. But that fight will always go that way, where he will have success and he'll work hard and give me opportunities, and I'll take him and I'll knock him out. That's how that fight will always go, whether that's round one, round four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, or 12. That's how that fight will always go. That's my opinion. Um, but I don't think he likes it. I don't think he likes um, how many videos and photos I've shared knocking him out. But if it was the other way around, it would be fine. And he actually started the social media war. He posted something about me. I thought, oh, if he wants to post things about me, then that's open season for me to just do what I want then. So I did. And like I say, it's boxing. If you're getting knocked out like I have before, and they can show what they want if they knock me out. If I knock them out, I'll show what I want, and that's boxing. You can celebrate your wins. It's not a crime.
Yeah, completely agree. You said you're relishing being back in the gym. Are you training at a weight higher than you would have trained before at this stage because of the move up to Super Feather?
No, no. So Ben said this to a few people. I'm trying to stay at around the same weight, which I am within a pound already. So when I was training for my camps for Conlon, Laura, Warrington, I was always around a certain weight. I'm only 1 pound within that weight now because like Ben said, like I can't really afford to put more weight on because then I'd struggle to make some featherweight. I always struggled really hard to make featherweight, right down to the last pound, the last fit is hard, like really hard. I don't want to go into too much how I do it, but it's hard. So like Ben says, if I put more weight on, it's only an extra 4 pounds to super featherweight. It's just gonna be the same situation at the weight above. So I'm trying to walk around and train at a similar weight to what I did. So the cut isn't as bad to make.
So that's the big difference then, the kind of cut towards the end rather than it's not like you can eat more now or anything like that. It'd just be easier in the
I
last
don't
few
know.
weeks.
No, that's it. Like the camps will be exactly the same, but I'll have a lot more on fight night. I'll be a lot fresher on fight night, a lot more in the tank on fight night, and probably have a bit more punch resilience on fight night as well.
And you pointed out the kind of slight shiner under your eye. Who's responsible? Who can we blame for that?
I can't remember. I've been sparring quite a lot to be fair. Sparred Shabazz, a few lads that come down the gym, been around with Campbell Hatton as well, Daniel Khan, yeah, some other lads, some other gyms. So I've just been mixing in with them, and it's been good to be back. It takes a while for your time and to get back in your fitness, but I'm happy where it's at the minute. I've got a long time till the month I want to fight in. So I'm on track. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
And Shabazz, of course, waiting for his fight with Liam Davis to be rescheduled, I believe, after Davis got injured. Do you fancy him in that one? Obviously, having spent the rounds with him.
Yeah, for sure. Shabazz is a very talented fighter. It's a hard fight, and that's why he's doing everything he needs to do to get the victory of the line against Liam. Liam's a good fighter, but you haven't seen the best of Shabazz yet, and I think you're going to see it in the Liam Davis fight.
And at the Ben Davison Performance Centre in Harlow, last time I was there, it was already pretty busy. But since then, it just seems like you're adding more and more fighters. Fabio Wardley's there now, Moses Adesanya, of course, and Anthony Joshua as well. What's it like, the change? Because you've been there probably longer than most by this point.
Yeah, I think I said it after or before the Zukam fight. I think I said, my only concern is the gym, the way they operate is that good that when people realize how good they are, the gym's gonna become very busy, and hopefully it's after I'm out the way because I don't want to take my time. You got people like Profiles and Joshua coming in. They take a lot of time and energy as well. So, but yeah, it is very busy, but it's not too busy yet. And obviously, like I've only got a few fights left, so I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with the time that I still get, and other lads in the gym as well. But yeah, I mean, I think a few more fighters would start to get a bit too busy, to be fair.
How much time do you actually get to spend with some of the other guys, particularly the heavyweights? Because Moses obviously has come over recently, but is it always at different times when you're training?
Yeah, we all get at different times, different days, but not different times on different days, but like different times in the day. But we always cross paths, we always say hello. We'll kind of see what each of us are doing and that. But it gets prioritized with people that are fighting. So if you're fighting, you're prioritized, and you get more time on the individual things that you need to practice for that fight. If that makes sense.
And so in Moses's case, he's been built up a lot. He's obviously said that he wants to be the youngest ever world champion at heavyweight. How good is he? How special? How unique?
Oh, he's a freak in the nicest possible way. Watching him spar, it's like watching a lightweight spar, but he's a heavyweight. It's surreal. Very talented, extremely and he's like a sponge as well. With the things that he gets told by the coaches, Lee and Ben. He's always absorbing it. He takes it on board and adapts very quick. So very talented, and he's definitely got a bright future.
And you and Anthony Joshua are obviously the two most experienced people in the gym in terms of active fighters. Um, Former world champions, both, two-time, both. Have you been able to kind of learn from each other during the period since he's come over?
Yeah, I'm always trying to learn, whether that's one way or another. I'll listen to like things he does with recovery and that. I'm always trying to learn. So yeah, you're never done learning this game. I'm sure Josh will tell you since he's been at our gym, he's learned a lot, and how they view boxing. It's probably completely changed his view as well. So you can't stop learning, no matter what aspect it is, whether that's the boxing side of things, strategizing, fitness, recovery. You just got to keep learning, and diet, nutrition, everything, every single aspect. You're never done learning.
What's the biggest thing you feel you've learned from him or other people at the gym have learned from him so far?
Um, that's a good question. I
Thank
think like recovering that. This is Team AJ, to be honest. This WOOP band, the team, all the teams got it on, and Ben's got it on now. So yeah, recovery is a big thing, and sometimes it gets overlooked. Um, so sometimes what you're doing whilst not in the gym, is just as, or if not more important than when you're in the gym.
So tell us what that is and what it does.
So this is called this is called a WOOP. This is so it tracks your sleep and activity and that. So we wear it 24/7. So it monitors your sleep and what it tells you, kind of picks up all your data and tells you what time you should go to bed. And very good. Highly recommend. Obviously it tells you your strain as well. So when you train, like when I spar, I put on my ankle and that. When I'm running, I wear weights, and it tells you what you've done without even updating it. It just tells you what you've done. It knows. So it can monitor like your heart rate variability when you wake up in the morning. So it knows your heartbeats beating irregular because a sign that you're tired. There's so many things it does, but highly recommend for an athlete.
And you've had the odd kind of outside the ring ruck with other fighters or rivals, Josh obviously being the most recent. We saw Joshua and Dubois almost go at it in their kind of pre-fight sit-down thing. Have you spoken to him at all about that? And what was your view on it watching it?
No, I was having a laugh about it in the gym. A few memes been knocking about in it, but I think it makes for a good fight when there's more needle, or when there's needle. Um, I thought that would have been one thing with myself and Warrington. Like the first fight was very respectful, and then in my eyes, it was only respectful because he thought he was going to win. So if there was a rematch later down the line, we don't really like each other anymore. And I think I respect him as a fighter, but not how he's gone after. So I think we'll probably be at it a little bit more if there was a rematch. I don't know, probably it might have. That I don't. If he gets beat, it's probably definitely got out the window now. But yeah, I think it makes for a better fight when there's a bit of needle and the fans can see that they genuinely don't like each other. I think they get behind the fight more. They're more curious to how it's going to go off.
Does that put you in a bit of a weird position then for September 21st? Because that's a big fight for you, that rematch. You don't really like him, but you're going to want him to beat Kachi, surely, so you can have that rematch.
Don't matter to me, mate. I've already beat him. He needs a rematch more than me.
Fair
But
enough.
there's some really big fighters out there for me, regardless of Josh. So I'll be watching it as a neutral. May the best man win kind of thing. But like I said, there's some really big fights out there for me, regardless of him. Um, I'll be watching.
And as you've said, only a couple left now. How much does the City Ground dream mean to you? Because if it doesn't happen in the next couple, it's probably not going to. It's kind of make or break on that score. How important is it to you?
I mean, it'd be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? But I'm not going to say I'd lose sleep if I didn't get it. But to get it would be a dream. Um, it'd be very fulfilling if I could get it. A lot of people have told me to just forget about it now, but I'm just not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying my best, and if there's anything I can do to make that fight happen, then I'm going to do it. But I've got one more fight first this year before I can even think about it. But I'd like to do a deal with someone where I fight this year, then my second fight with them would be the City Ground. But it needs to be the right opponent at the right time, a little bit of luck. So we'll see. You never know what's going to happen in boxing. You never know who's going to win, who's going to lose. Um, Things can happen and change so fast in boxing. So I'll just keep training, like I said, back in the gym now, fit, getting fitter, ready to nail something out for November, and we'll take it fight by fight.
Great stuff. Leigh, really appreciate it, mate, especially knowing you don't like doing interviews. Makes it a bit more special that we're doing this. No, really
Thank you.
appreciate it. And yeah, best of luck. Really looking forward to seeing you back in the ring.
Wicked, me. I can't wait to get back in the ring, to be honest.
Great stuff. Cheers, mate. Take
Yeah,
care.
mate.